evening and welcome to your Thursday, May 9, 2024 edition of the Evening News. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for joining us. Let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. President Ali maintains teachers' strike political as GTU threatens total shutdown of education system. POWERSHIP to reduce electricity woes, but isolated cases of blackouts may still occur, says VP. U.S. Navy planes conduct flyover exercise in Guyana. High Court to settle compensation packages for residents in part of new DEMERARA bridge, and government wants Venezuelan migrants in Guyana to be properly trained and certified. Now for the news in detail. President Dr. Irfan Ali has maintained that the teachers' strike being spearheaded by the Guyana Teachers Union is political in nature. Trishelle Sobers reports.
For the strike this time around, there are no picket lines or large crowds of teachers and union members protesting outside government buildings. Instead, those participating in the strike are reportedly staying home until further notice from the union. This is according to General Secretary of the Guyana Teachers Union, Coretta MacDonald, who was unable to reveal how many teachers have supported this round of the strike. Addressing the issue on Thursday, President Dr. Irfan Ali contended that these actions being spearheaded by the union are political in nature. He pointed out that over the last year, his administration has seen an increase in cases whereby the views and opinions of unions and associations are hijacked by the political opposition. Despite this, the head of state made it known that the People's Progressive Party civic government will continue working at the national and policy level to improve the welfare and well-being of teachers. He also maintained that the government, through the Ministry of Education, is prepared to negotiate a multi-year agreement with teachers starting from 2024 and beyond.
We have to follow and understand the basis through which these organizations are operating. And we have to appreciate that many times these organizations carry a political view. And that political view has been consistently against the People's Progressive Party civic government. In everything we do, that we look at enhanced livelihood, enhanced condition, enhanced services that will give you a holistic and total appreciation for the investment that we are making.
Nevertheless, MacDonald has since posited that the union hopes to achieve a total shutdown of the education sector until teachers' demands are met. Currently, the union is demanding that the talks with the government for salary increases be from 2019. According to MacDonald, the strike action is aimed at negotiating better pay, improved working conditions, and increased benefits for teachers, and the union is prepared to clamp down on government until those demands are met.
We're either getting 2019 to 2023 or we're not taking anything else. Don't let them fool you about starting from 2024, because starting from 2024 will bring us to what the CEO was telling us the other day about the figure he had to offer us, a single-digit figure, which was, I'm sure, wasn't even 9%. So don't let them tell us, but they're prepared to talk from 2024 onwards. That as teachers, the stand that we're taking here, it's not a stand against any of our learners. It's not a stand against any of our parents. We have no troubles with them. We have a struggle and a fight with the government of the day.
It is unknown at the moment how many teachers participated in the nationwide strike and how this issue is being addressed by the Ministry of Education and by extension government. On Wednesday, Chief Education Officer Saddam Hussein had told this newscast that measures are in place to cover the absence of teachers in schools. However, efforts to contact government officials for a comment on these developments proved futile. Trishelle Sobers, Evening News.
The 36 megawatts POWERSHIP that is connected to the national grid will result in a significant reduction in the power woes currently affecting the nation, but according to Vice President Dr. Bara Jagdeo, some instances of load shedding and power outages may still occur due to the aged transmission and distribution system. Find out more in this Michael Henry report.
We're hoping that with the 36 megawatts now added to the system, that we'd have enough power in the system to end the current spate of blackouts, which come from unavailability of power. There may be isolated systems because of the poor transmission and distribution system.
Vice President Dr. Bara Jagdeo on Thursday speaking about the connection of the 36 megawatt POWERSHIP to the national grid. He explained that with the POWERSHIP, electricity woes will be significantly reduced. Jagdeo also revealed that the government is still looking to get an additional 30 megawatts of power through a similar arrangement.
The 36 megawatts would allow us to meet peak demand and even allow us to go into maintenance of some of the additional units that where their maintenance was deferred simply because we had no other capacity. We're still looking to see if we can get an additional 30 megawatts of power into the system in a similar arrangement to the one that we have had with Car Power. That is for 2 years until the gas to energy project comes on stream. That will be able to supply enough power to the country. We'd have a massive injection of 300 megawatts of new power, considering that we are using now, the peak demand is about 180.
The Guyana Power and Light had initially hoped that the floating power plant would have been connected to the grid on Wednesday, May 8, but this timeline had shifted. In a statement on Thursday, the power company explained that it has completed testing the engines, transformers, fuel, metering and telecommunication systems on the POWERSHIP to begin generating electricity to add to the grid. GPL explained that the power will be injected into the DEMERARA Berbice interconnected system incrementally, beginning with Berbice and continuing through the various load centers in DEMERARA. The POWERSHIP was chartered from Ubicon Concessions Investments, a subsidiary of UCC Holdings, a company incorporated in the state of Qatar. GPL signed a 2-year contract with the company wherein it has to pay a monthly charter fee for the POWERSHIP and a monthly operation and maintenance based on electricity generated. The state-owned power company is also required to provide heavy fuel oil for the operation of the generators on board the vessel. Already, GPL paid a mobilization fee of $1 million for the rental of the POWERSHIP. Michael Henry, The Evening News.
On his first trip to Bavia, Region 7, since Amerindian Heritage Village Day celebrations in September 2023, President Dr. Irfan Ali laid out his vision for hinterland communities to be food secure and self-producing, with the ability to supply food to nearby mining districts and earn revenue for themselves. Gerald Bryan has the details.
On Monday, President Dr. Irfan Ali and his team visited Batavia in Region 7 to listen to and address concerns of residents. The president also talked of his vision for the community in the areas of security, education, and agriculture. According to the president, technical officers within the Ministry of Agriculture will do their assessments to determine the best possible crop to grow in Batavia. This, he explained, will be based on their soil type with the intention of eventually supplying nearby mining camps. In fact, the president wants hinterland communities across the country to seize such opportunities.
We are now experimenting. For example, I see your soil type here, and we're trying to grow onions, for example. We're trying to grow onions at a national scale. So within a year and a half, we don't need to import onions in Guyana anymore. We will grow all our onions right here in Guyana. We're looking to grow carrots, so that within a year and a half, you don't need to import carrots. We will have all the carrots, all the black-eyed beans, all the red beans. And we want every community to be integrated in this process. There is no reason why miners must go out to Georgetown to buy black-eye, to buy eggs, to buy chicken, when we can develop those things right in these communities and be able to sufficiently supply the mining community. We just have to work out a plan. We have to work on a vision and a strategy.
Meanwhile, President Ali noted that $24 million was transferred from the LCDS fund for the community, $13 million of which has already been expended. Money has also been spent on the community from the presidential grant. In the areas of education, he noted that a $45 million new nursery school will be built. Among the interventions the government has made to directly benefit Batavia are the distribution of shade house materials, a cassava mill, insecticides, pesticides and weedicides, fertilizers, in addition to the black giant chicken. According to the Ministry of Agriculture Director General Madanlal Ramraj, much more is in store for the community. Already, millions have been spent on infrastructure development.
We have done $130 million in drainage and clearing of areas. We are now embarking on a bigger project. We are embarking on the apiculture. This training has started at the prison, and where the prisoners themselves are using the wax to make soap and a host of other things.
Outgoing Batavia to Shaw, Orrin Williams, meanwhile lauded the president and his government for their efforts at bringing development to Batavia. Williams, who is expected to leave office later this month after 6 years at the helm of the community, also urged the people to continue to support the work being done by the government. Jarrell O'Brien, The Evening News.
With collaboration and approval from the government of Guyana, 2 U.S. Navy aircraft FA-18F Super Hornets embarked on the USS George Washington, conducted a Guyana Defense Force coordinated and approved the flyover of Georgetown and its surrounding areas. Members of the public had been advised that this exercise builds upon a routine security cooperation and bilateral defense partnership with Guyana. As part of its worldwide defense mission, U.S. Navy vessels routinely transit international waters all over the world, conducting similar exercises and exchanges with partners and allies. Coming up, Chinese national dies in Essequibo River boat accident and driver dies, passenger suffers head injuries after truck reverses into speeding minibus. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
What flavors does Oreo have around the world?
Oreo peanut butter.
Let me see. Oreo cajeta.
Here comes Oreo around the world, the promo that takes you on a family trip to taste the Oreo flavors available in Paris, New York, Mexico, or Rome. Register your packages at oreopromo.com.
Guyanese are set to benefit from improved healthcare services countrywide. You will have access to specialized world-class hospitals, well-trained nurses, doctors, and other health professionals. The sum of $129.8 billion earmarked in Budget 2024 to create a resilient health sector is a mammoth increase from the $90.2 billion budgeted in 2023. Revenues earned from oil production support the fostering of a healthy nation through budgetary support for national development.
Dad! Dad!
Is that real?
आप लोगों को नजर आ रहे हैं?
Well hit! Away it goes! That is a ridiculous... Look at this!
This Mother's Day, shower mom with love. Buy the Samsung A05 for just $19,500, the Samsung A15 for only $29,500, or the Samsung A25 5G for $43,000. That's not all. Each purchase comes with a complimentary 30-day mega data plan, ensuring mom stays connected. Hurry to a Digicel store near you today. Terms and conditions apply. Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.
Guys, I think I'm in love! Wow!
Yeah, I was looking at you too.
What? What are you talking about? I'm in the tiles. Where did you get them?
Oh, Mima Decor. Obviously the best tile store in Guyana. Come, let me take you there.
My kitchen, my bathroom, my floors. Mima Decor has everything. And the prices are great too.
So, girl, want to have a date now?
We can build on that.
What flavors does Oreo have around the world?
Oreo peanut butter.
Let me see. Oreo cajeta.
Here comes Oreo around the world, the promo that takes you on a family trip to taste the Oreo flavors available in Paris, New York, Mexico, or Rome. Register your packages at oreopromo.com.
ExxonMobil and the ExxonMobil Foundation have invested nearly $6 billion in communities across the country. And we're just getting started. From STEM education and youth sports programs to workforce training and community development projects, we're committed to making sure the benefits of Guyana's growing oil and gas industry reach as many Guyanese as possible. What can we do for your community? Learn more at exxonmobil.com/Guyana.
Welcome back. You're watching the evening news. A Chinese national was on Wednesday evening killed in a boat mishap at Timber Grant Landing, Essequibo River, Region 7. The dead man has been identified as Dai Jinhua. Police stated that the now dead man and 2 other Chinese nationals were traveling in a speedboat, and while in the vicinity of Timber Grant Quarry, they collided with a tugboat, thus causing them to fall overboard. As a result, the crew members of the tugboat jumped into the river to their aid. They were pulled from the water and taken to the Bartica Regional Hospital, where Jinhua was pronounced dead. One of the other occupants had sustained injuries to his upper body and face and was admitted as a patient, while the other survivor was treated and sent away. The captain of the tugboat has been taken into custody, assisting with investigations. We now tell you that an accident early this morning on the Ornstein Public Road, East Bank, Essequibo, claimed the life of 33-year-old Dioraj Baldio of Silat. Based on reports received at the time of the accident, Baldio was driving a minibus BSS 7322 when it collided with a motor lorry bearing registration number GVV 9777, driven by a 60-year-old resident of Purika Outfall. Preliminary investigations revealed that on the day in question, at about 5 hours 15, the lorry reversed out of a stone depot and collided with the minibus, which was proceeding along the roadway at a fast rate. As a result of the collision, Baldio and another occupant of the minibus, Fazal Ibrahim, were trapped in the vehicle. They were eventually pulled from the wreckage by members of the Guyana Fire Service and taken to the Leonora Cottage Hospital, where Baldio was pronounced dead on arrival. On the other hand, Ibrahim, who received injuries to his head, was later transferred to Georgetown Public Hospital in a stable condition. The driver of the lorry was arrested and subjected to a breathalyzer test, which showed no trace of alcohol in his system. Vanu Manikchan joins us now to report that the Guyana government has moved to the High Court for a final settlement of the compensation packages for 15 residents who will have to relocate in order to make way for the construction of the new bridge across the Demerara River. Here is more.
The law provides that a judge will determine what will be the price the government needs to pay to ensure that the person not violated or robbed or cheated. So we will approach a judge by way of an application to the court, and the judge will determine the outcome.
This move by the government comes on the heels of failed negotiations with the residents for adequate compensation packages. There were 21 properties that government is looking to acquire to facilitate the new bridge across the Demerara River. However, only 6 of the residents have accepted the compensation packages, while the remaining 15 property owners have refused the offers, citing their dissatisfactions.
This got good value. 100 million. And there are a lot of fees, that book fee, at the back of them out in the plan. Soccer fee, paying fee. It's a jump fee. There's some place where rich lives. Plant anything else is coming up right away.
It's not fair what they're doing. It's not fair to people. Nobody don't mind moving, but treat everybody equally. I would say more time. And you hear what I said was my main thing. If you want people to move, treat everybody equal.
However, Public Works Minister Juan Edgel explained that there were 3 evaluations done.
The only issue is the amount of money, you know. There's no other issue. The government did a valuation of all the properties, and we gave that to everybody. This is what the government valuation said. They disagreed and said this is too low. They went out and got private valuations. One of the valuators who did that is my opposition colleague and predecessor at the Ministry of Public Infrastructure, Mr. Patterson. After that was done, and that came in huge and very high, we went out and got a private valuator, not the government office now, who works all the banks rely on his expertise to be able to deal with properties and mortgages and all the rest of it. So we have 3 valuations. It is based upon that export valuation from the banks that we have gone with our pegging of a price. And in some instances, people end up, because of negotiations and you want to get these things over, some people get a few million, even more than what they value, because that is the spirit of which we were going forward.
In the meanwhile, government is now moving to compulsory acquire these properties, and the Public Works Ministry on Tuesday issued eviction notices to the 15 residents, indicating that they have 1 month to relocate. Government's offer included a land or house with land, monetary compensations, as well as accommodation for those rebuilding. Michelle Henry, The Evening News.
Minister of Labor Joseph Hamilton has revealed that the Guyana government is working on an initiative aimed at ensuring Venezuelan migrants who are living in the country are properly trained and certified to join the local labor force. He was at the time responding to questions in the National Assembly from opposition Member of Parliament Tabita Sarabo Hali regarding whether the ministry has conducted a skills audit of Venezuelan migrants here. Here's what he had to say.
First, we have to get an understanding as to how many migrants are here. Second, male, female. And thirdly, those with the requisite skills. We are having conversation with the UNHCR for an intervention by the Board of Industrial Training paid for by the UNHCR to train Venezuelan migrants, and for those who might have a skill, to work with them to ensure that they can be accredited and certified. So all of these things are work in progress. I want to believe that by the end of the 3rd quarter, we should have a preliminary report to speak in a definitive way about what has happened since August 2020 up to today regarding the issue about an audit of skill sets of Venezuelan migrants. Let me take us back so that, because if the nation listens to the question in a vacuum, we are moving from a place where in 5 years there was no Ministry of Labor. We are moving from a place where there was no structure in place to do the necessary things to be done. All of that we have had to fix, and therefore these things take time.
President of the Guyana Human Rights Association, Mike McCormack, has underscored the need for a reduction in polarities between civil and political activism. He was at the time speaking at a closing ceremony for a workshop that was aimed at developing the human rights landscape in Guyana. Kelroy Williams has the details.
The British High Commission, in collaboration with the Guyana Human Rights Association, recently conducted a human rights capacity building workshop as a collective effort to further develop the human rights landscape in Guyana. Speaking at the closing ceremony for the workshop, which ended on Wednesday, May 8, was Human Rights Association President Mike McCormack, who has spearheaded the organization for over 4 decades. McCormack spoke about the current circumstances in which civil society is functioning.
This workshop comes at a particularly good time from our point of view, because the circumstances under which civil society in general is functioning is getting more difficult, to put it bluntly. There's a polarization between the civil activism and political activism, and there's another one between the political activism, both sides, major sides of the political activism. So in other words, governance is sort of dominated by these polarizations, and we need to find ways in which we can function and try and reduce this polarity.
Meanwhile, also speaking at the event was British High Commissioner to Guyana Jane Miller, who highlighted that human rights are being abused throughout the world. As such, she noted that the United Kingdom stands in solidarity with human rights vendors globally.
Why is this so important? Well, I mean, throughout the whole of the world, human rights are being abused. There are challenges. And as the UK government, that doesn't make us give up. It goes the other way. It gives us further resolve, deeper resolve to be doing something about it. And here in Guyana, it was a natural partnership to think about, well, what could we be doing with the Guyana Human Rights Association? So the UK stands in solidarity with human rights defenders across the whole of the world, whether that be through our bilateral engagement, it might be through our multilateral agencies, for example, through the United Nations. But we really commend you for your hard and your courageous work.
The workshop was initiated as a collective effort to enhance cooperation between civil society, activists and organizations to effectively combat some of the challenges faced in the human rights landscape in Guyana. For the Evening News, Kelroy Williams.
The Ministry of Labor is conducting a review of the state of cooperative societies across the country with the aim of repossessing unused lands which can otherwise be utilized for other developmental purposes. Trishelle Sobers tells us more.
It was in 2023 that the Labour Minister Joseph Hamilton first revealed that the government would be seeking to repossess tens of thousands of acres of undeveloped lands that are being held by cooperative societies. It is estimated that there are over 1,735 cooperative societies in Guyana. In an interview with the Evening News on Wednesday, the minister explained that a review is currently ongoing in this regard. It is being spearheaded by the ministry's Co-op Department, the Ministry of Housing and Water, as well as the Attorney General's Chambers. In addition to repossessing unused lands, the goal is to ensure cooperative societies are properly functioning.
You have to assess and determine the state of the co-op. Some of them, before you can get to recommending to lands and surveys, you have to ensure the co-op is dissolved on all of those issues. So there are set of processes that have to happen before we reach to the stage where we can make that recommendation. You understand, for repossession.
Minister Hamilton explained that this process will only affect multi-purpose co-ops that utilize lands for agriculture and forestry activities.
Our role is just to make recommendations based on our assessment of lands and surveys. Beyond that, it is for lands and surveys, arm of the government, to make their decision as to how and what they will do with lands that are repossessed.
In October 2023, Hamilton had disclosed that the government gave the body some time to fix their affairs. However, the administration continues to receive complaints regarding the inadequate management from members of co-op societies. According to reports, there are numerous current management committees that are not managing the affairs of co-ops properly. In fact, all committees had been instructed to have their respective audit reports ready by the first quarter of 2024, in time for the Cooperative Society's annual general meeting. Trishelle Sobers, Evening News.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The DEMERARA Harbour Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic on Friday, May 10, 2024 at 4 hours for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is expected to be closed at 5 hours 10 on Friday, May 10, 2024 for a period of 1.5 hours.
5th edition of ExxonMobil U14 Schools Football Tournament launched, and Pepsi Sonic secures first win as Bounty Colts remain unbeaten. Details of these stories and more coming up in the Sportcast, sponsored by Malcorp.
flavors does Oreo have around the world?
Oreo peanut butter.
Let me see. Oreo cajeta.
Here comes Oreo around the world, the promo that takes you on a family trip to taste the Oreo flavors available in Paris, New York, Mexico, or Rome. Register your packages at oreopromo.com.
Dad! Dad!
Is that real?
आप लोगों को नजर आ रहे हैं?
Well hit. Away it goes. That is a ridiculous. Look at this.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.
This Mother's Day, celebrate in style and give Mom the chance to win big. Simply top up with $1,000 or more for a chance to be one of 5 lucky winners of a brand new, fully stocked French door fridge with groceries worth over $550,000 each. One winner will be selected weekly from April 5th to May 9th. Start topping up today. Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.
Miners, welders, and contractors. Have broken parts caused you tremendous downtime? Do you need an extra heavy-duty, dependable welding machine that will get the toughest jobs done and can also double as a generator to power all of your tools? Well, your #1 industrial solutions provider Sylvies has you covered. We currently have in stock the Hobart Champion Elite Arc Welder and Generator. This capable electric start generator produces up to 11,000 watts of AC power to run tools, work lights, or backup power during an outage. It can simultaneously deliver 150 amps weld output and 8,000 watts of generator power and can run up to 14 hours on one 12-gallon tank of gas. This portable generator handles mild steel, stainless steel, and cast iron with a maximum thickness of ½ inch in a single pass. So what are you waiting for? If you can't make it to our 31 High and Hatfield Streets Georgetown location, we can deliver. Give us a call on 227-6226 or WhatsApp us on 623-7755 or visit our website sylviesonline.com. Sylvies Industrial Solution, proudly serving Guyana for over 4 decades.
Did you know that when you leave your property unoccupied and unmanaged, it deteriorates much faster than you can imagine? Then before you know it, much of your hard-earned investment is wasted. At Hand in Hand Trust Corporation, property management is our business. Whether you travel for long periods, live overseas, or have several properties that require managing, let us at Hand in Hand Trust Corporation take care of this for you. Your property is safe with us. Hand in Hand Trust Corporation Incorporated, a member of the Hand in Hand Group of Companies.
Did you know that Gassi's Jet A1 fuel is a type of aviation fuel specially formulated for turbine engines? Jet A1 fuel is safer to handle and transport than any other fuel types due to its high flash point and low volatility. It also boasts a high energy content, enhancing aircraft performance and efficiency. So whether traveling for business or pleasure, choose Guyana's Jet A1 fuel for a safe, reliable, and efficient flight.
What flavors does Oreo have around the world?
Oreo peanut butter.
Let me see. Oreo cajeta.
Here comes Oreo around the world, the promo that takes you on a family trip to taste the Oreo flavors available in Paris, New York, Mexico, or Rome. Register your packages at oreopromo.com.